What's going on, everyone? My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Shit Show. On today's show, we are reviewing FANT4STIC? Why do I have a copy of this damn thing? Alright, you know what, people? At the time of this recording, I'm actually doing this a little early. I'm currently waiting on a trailer for Fantastic Four: The First Step. So hopefully this is airing around the time that premieres, the trailer at least. Best believe, people, we're going to do at least one more, if not the other two Fantastic Four films, way before we even get to that. So stay tuned if you're a fan, and definitely stay tuned if you're not a fan. If this is your first episode of The Shit Show, this is probably my favorite series that I do. I basically, long story short, I take what's deemed a bad movie, whether it bombed at the box office or the critical reception's really low. My job here is to dissect these movies for you. Hopefully, if hopefully more than 5 people watch this, but hey, thank you for everyone who does. I do this because I love this shit. I also do this because I love bad movies. FANT4STIC, does it deserve the fucking 9% Rotten Tomato score? Up front, people, no.
Welcome to the Shit Show.
As usual, we must read the plot synopsis via Wikipedia. Fantastic Four 2015. The film follows a group of intelligent teenagers that build a trans-dimensional portal, causing them to gain superhuman abilities. I was about to say supernatural, and pardon me, I've been watching a shitload of Supernatural before my Netflix expires. Yeah, ignore that. For the review, I brought out the 2005 Fantastic Four video game for the original Xbox. God damn, Jessica Alba, man. Prime Jessica Alba. And they had the goddamn nerve to make the lower bottom half of her body translucent. How dare you? And now I sound like a typical internet weirdo. With this review, we're going to get a few things out of the way early. It may not make sense if you haven't seen the movie, or maybe you didn't follow the production and all the issues involving the director, producers. There's so much shit surrounding this movie. It's almost a miracle it was released. Let's get it over with. The editing is horrible. It's horrible because this was essentially a Frankenstein's monster of a film. Apparently, according to the director, a year before it released, he had a great version of the film, and apparently it was just chopped and dissected. People added this, added that. It was a hodgepodge. The director wanted to make a cheeseburger, and fuck, the producer was like, hey, we're making chili, okay? Throw that shit in there too. What's next? The wig! Kate Mara's character, Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Let me clarify. The issue is not her wig in this film. It's her wigs. Plural. Fuck it. Put a Z on that bitch. Every time you see this motherfucker, she looks different. Okay, it is distracting. I'm gonna be real, okay? That caught my eye way before the internet told me about it. Man, I was excited for this movie. And it's also 2015. It was the same year Michael B. Jordan was in Creed, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know why I didn't bring it out for the review. Also, Kate Mara is in The Martian, which is coming soon, or based on, or maybe it's already been released based on whenever I release this video. If it's out, I'm gonna post a picture of the thumbnail right now. Next, the cast. I already got to speak on it a little bit. I mentioned Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan. We're also joined by Toby Kebbell, Reg E. Cathy, rest in peace by the way. He plays Dr. Storm, the parents of Sue and Johnny. Ben Grimm, played by Jamie Bell. Okay, I haven't seen this guy in a lot of stuff, but man, I feel like he really got the short stick on this one. But we'll get into that later. Miles Teller plays Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. the star of the goddamn film. Also, we have Toby Kebbell, who plays Victor Von Doom. Yes. Also, the year before that, he was Koba in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So, people, we have all this talent, and they didn't do shit with them, okay? Let's just be real. We're gonna be fair, but we're also gonna be real. Speaking of real, the trailer for this film lied so many times, okay? There's so many clips in that trailer that got me hyped up, and they are just cut out the film. It's disheartening. I'm gonna keep it real. Another thing wrong with this film, it doesn't last long, but for like the first 10 or 15 minutes, we have Jamie Bell and Miles Teller playing teenage versions of themselves after we've already had child actors play an even younger version. So yeah, my issue is trying to pass off these two grown-ass men as fucking 17-year-olds. Security, it's sad, people, because Fox clearly wanted this gritty reboot. There was sort of a bit of a horror story in there, and it just went nowhere. So Reed Richards, he's a bit of a know-it-all, people. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, actually. I know it sounded sarcastic, but he's a literal know-it-all. I believe in the comics, he's like the smartest man in the world, or at least on Earth. So, you know, props where it's due. This kid is actually played by a kid in this period of the film. This kid invents a teleportation device. Straight up. With junk material in the basement of his home. Kid's a goddamn prodigy, and well, Ben's also there. Okay, it's not fair. I don't want to shit on Ben too much. Instead of in the other Fantastic Four films, I'm pointing at the game here. In those films, Ben is a fellow astronaut along with the other 3 members of the team. In this one, he comes from a broken household and he lives in a house inside of a junkyard. And his brother beats his ass sometimes and says, "It's clobbering time." So how does he end up with Reed and Sue and Johnny later on? We'll get there. Don't worry, don't get ahead of me. Ooh, one thing I did breeze past when I was introducing the characters, Johnny and Sue are siblings. The brother relationship between Johnny and Sue. All right, people, I remember when this was announced. People were going fucking crazy. Like,
I was like, he's black, kill him! Like, it was so fast.
It's very simple. These are modern interpretations. So yeah, I guess now they're adopted siblings. So what? Whatever. That aside, let's get back to Reed and Ben. So now we cut to the adult actors playing teenagers. Grown-ass men. Reed brings his invention, the teleportation device that I mentioned earlier. He takes that to a show and tell inside of a school gymnasium. This device that could create a black hole at any time, you want to warn people. You don't want to bring that inside of a school. Maybe skip this show and tell, or at least don't bring that to show and tell this year. It's crazy to believe that he was like, oh no, we're just gonna turn it on. Boop. This could kill us at any time, Reed. Luckily for Reed and Ben, I guess, Sue and Dr. Storm are there. It looks like Dr. Storm's there to recruit Reed. Probably had his eye on him for who knows how long. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan's out being a rebel, racing cars, living his best Dom Toretto life.
Johnny Storm. So that's the piece of shit Toyota you've been talking about.
Oh, yes, it is. Now, you promised me we'll still be cool after I dust your ass.
I get it, man. You know, he's more of a mechanic. These are scientists. We're clearly putting a team together. So Dr. Storm heads out to recruit Victor, who fans, once again, were pissed when this was announced. Victor Von Doom is sort of a reclusive weirdo in this one. He's got his goddamn Google glasses on or whatever the fuck. You know, yeah, you want that supervillain mastermind? You're not gonna get it here, okay? This is something different. But I didn't mind it. I saw Julian McMahon, who was, in my opinion, a horrible Doctor Doom. He's fun to watch, but like, he's not that character really. So yeah, when I got to this, I guess I was just like, whatever. So now he's a part of the team. Dr. Storm, luckily for him, his son Johnny gets injured in one of his stupid little street races, and now he must work for his dad to get his car back. Dad trapped his ass. Long story short, he's like, hey, look, I paid for it. It's my money. You're gonna have to work it off. So now we have yet another addition to the team. Let's round it out with a solid number. Let's get our fourth member. Ben Grimm, where the fuck you at? You still in that junkyard? Honestly, people, he's only here because he had an invite from Reed. So he gets by just by being available. It's a literal case of, hey, we need another body. Reed goes, I know a guy.
I'm not going without you.
What time is it?
Look, we started this thing together. We're going together. I'm not taking no for an answer, okay?
You drunk?
Yeah, I am a little drunk. Doesn't matter. Look, the machine works.
Early on in the film, we discover that, yeah, not only does the device work, we're able to pinpoint where it's taking whatever we send through it. So now we have a bit of a GPS, a way to track and how to come back. Man, let's send the goddamn ape. Poor Caesar. Good thing Koba's in this one. He probably fucking loved it. Success! Yay, it worked. Now we gotta send humans. At this point, we get interrupted by some forgettable corporate guy in charge, played by Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah, if you saw the 2008 Incredible Hulk, you might know him as Samuel Stearns, the leader, which we'll see for the first time since then in the upcoming Captain America film. Once again, don't know when this is getting released. By now, who knows how long that's been. Yeah, people are like, man, that shit came out months ago. I guess he thought this would be his redemption, a way to keep going in an ongoing superhero franchise. He was wrong, people. Plain and simple. But yeah, he's here to shut shit down. At this point, he's like, no, we need to take this to NASA, get experts on this, which honestly, people, I don't want to be a dick, but I'm kind of on his side. It's like, hey, you came up with it, but like, maybe we should share it. I think that's what he should have done. He shouldn't have took it. He should have like, hey, make one for us as well, you know? We'll pay you. Our team are 4 men. Notice how Sue is not in this equation at all. Yeah, our 4 men. Manly men. They are, well, you know what? They're just not gonna settle for that. They decide, let's get drunk, okay? And then within that drunken stupor, let's go to fucking, I don't know, the negative zone, wherever the fuck it's called. Let's just go. We'll be back before they even notice. I guess that's how I picture drunk people. Don't ask. Yeah, folks. These people are drunk as fuck doing this shit, okay? So, they head over and they have no survival skills at all. People, they suck. Immediately, Victor's dumbass, he's the weak link, okay? His ass gets pulled in by an energy river. He literally says, guys, the energy's converging over there. Let's go. Why are we doing that? What? For what? We're here. We did the thing. We planted our flag. Let's get the fuck out. But no, his ass gotta be extra.
I made it.
His ass pays the price, okay? His ass gets pulled in by this energy that he was so intrigued by 5 minutes ago. His ass gets consumed by it and he just falls down the cliff. He's gone, people. We're not gonna see him again. We're done. Victor Von Doom, mic drop, he's out, no mas. And now our heroes, our 3 heroes, are panicking. You know, they're like, we gotta go back. On the way into the teleporter, Ben's cryo chamber, whatever, his pod, if you will. Well, you know what, people? The damnedest thing happens. Some of those rocks from the negative zone, you know, they've gotten in this teleporter, but you know, we're good. We're heading home. I can ignore a few rocks, whatever. Johnny's pod catches a blaze. Poor guy. Next time you see him after that, he's just laid the fuck out, and it is horrifying. I have a question though with Reed. What the fuck happened to his pod? Gotta know, people. I gotta know. Did his pod stretch like a goddamn Laffy Taffy. I don't understand it, okay? The first two, yeah, you got me. It's one's stupid, one's plausible, but the last one, Reed? Nope, I don't get it. Pardon me, people. I laughed my ass off when they came back because Sue was just like right where the teleporter is supposed to be. And they send her ass flying when they come back. Holy shit. Insert random cartoon noise. I almost pissed my pants. I don't know why shit like that gets me. But this shit turns, okay? As much as I was laughing at it, this scene right here with Reed trying to get to Ben, and that's where we see Johnny. Man, this scene is probably my favorite one in the film, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's classic body horror. Reed's got his leg trapped under debris. He's trying to crawl to Ben, help him out, and he's like, where's Ben? I see this pile of rocks that are moving, but I hear him, I just don't see him. Army crawling past fucking Johnny Storm here, who's dead as shit. It turns out that pile of rocks, that's fucking Ben. Ben? That's fucking Ben, people. The guy from the goddamn cover. The Thing. Yeah, you knew that already. I'm aware. But the icing on the cake is when Miles Teller realizes that his fucking legs are like 20 feet long at this point. He's stretched out. That's too much to process. I get it. So his ass takes a little nap. This was really cool though, because he clearly doesn't know how to react or what to do with himself. And you gotta be honest, people, we're about 50 minutes into the movie at this point. It's not that bad. It's still cut to shit and a little jarring here and there. The wig's still distracting. But this is nowhere near what the internet told me was one of the worst superhero films of all time. No, people, this is not on the level of like Catwoman, Daredevil, Elektra. This is not on that level at all. This is not a Batman and Robin situation here. It's cut to shit. That's the biggest issue. But it's not horrible. And it's well acted. Another like underrated thing I want to say about this one is the underlying score is, I don't know, it's subtle, but oh so present. It shows up when it needs to, best believe. Yeah, I don't really see the big deal. But at this point, they're lab rats now, okay? They're the government's property. Reed decides, not me. So his ass escapes, and this leads directly into my second favorite scene. It's when Reed is in the vents and he's like crawling through the ducts. He approaches Ben's room. Ben is pleading. Like if he could, he'd be on his knees. You know, it's gut wrenching in my opinion. I thought that was fucking brutal. Well done.
Ben? Ben!
Reed! Oh my God.
Reed, what happened to me?
I don't know, but I'm gonna figure this out.
Please, help me, Reed!
Oh shit! Ben, I'm coming back for you, I promise!
No, Reed, help me! Please don't leave me!
I'm sorry.
So now Reed is on the run. He goes down to Panama and he's living his life as a local Panamanian guy, you know, the average Joe around the block. All right, I'm trying to dance around it, people. Cancel Miles Teller. He's doing brown face. We cannot have this in 25. Please don't take me seriously, internet. I don't give a fuck. It's a stupid movie. It's not that serious, okay? But I found it funny that he has the ability to stretch and contort his face in such a way that he's just a new nationality. And then he's suddenly he's Miles Teller, a horrible CGI version, but the jokes write themselves, people. You know, he's just mingling with the local brown folk. Don't read too much into it. Poor Ben, though. Poor Ben was left behind, and now he's the government's bitch. They're basically telling him, like, hey, if you work hard, you work for us specifically, we can help you out. We'll bring you back to Ben Grimm, the one we know and love, okay? Not this hideous monster you've become. It's on the nose up. Clearly, Ben is just getting played for a fool here, but, you know, he's fucking desperate. Who knows what I'd be doing? I'd probably be a supervillain, let's be real. But, you know, Ben's a good guy. And he's pissed at Reed because Reed left him behind. So what do? Well, they track Reed down with the help of Sue and I believe Dr. Storm as well. They all collaborate their big brains together. They track down fucking Reed and then, hey, they send in Ben. Instead of a fucking hello, I missed you, it's been a year, what are you up to? Ben just gives him a headbutt and like, bitch, this ain't over. Ugh. I talked shit earlier about Ben in this film, but they actually really kind of shine a light on him. It's kind of subtle, but he's clearly a whole new person on the inside, not just physically. At one point, they show footage of him, one of his missions. They even keep count of his kills. It shows on screen that he had 43 confirmed kills, and that was previously, so who knows where he's at now. Small things like that, people. You could definitely tell there's a better movie under there, but like I said, Frankenstein's monster. Now that we have Reed under control, the government, military, they're doing their typical shit. They are here to harvest the energy, the power from the negative zone. That's all they're after. They want to make weapons. They want to make billions. You've seen it all before. Pardon me, people. I'm kind of baffled still. I'm still trying to figure out how is this the lowest rated Marvel property released theatrically? How? I still can't get over it. I had more fun with this than I had with Thor 2. And I'm a huge Thor guy. Check out a very special video. I'll put the thumbnail on display right now. It's kind of spicy, you know, if you want to know how deep my love for Thor goes, you know, check that video out. But no, people, I'm just not seeing it. And then he arrives. Ah, shit. People, our team goes back to the negative zone. They're working for the military, and they stumble upon who? Victor. Yep. All right. This is where the film really takes a turn. We're in the final act. You can't tell because, simply put, if you blink, you will miss the final act, especially that final fight. But long story short, people, we are here. Victor's here. He's pissed because they left him behind, and then they brought him back.
You want to know how I survived? That place kept me alive, gave me strength, power.
He doesn't like it here. He wants to go back. I'm just like, all right, fucking send him back. Why are we fighting over it? That was my tone up until Victor decides to kill Dr. Storm. All right, yeah, he's clearly taking it a bridge too far. I understand killing the dickhead military guy, Tim Blake Nelson. I get it, okay? That dude's a dick. I wanted him off screen anyway. But Dr. Storm, man, his voice, you just killed an angel, man. Probably the MVP, okay? He doesn't do a lot in this film. It's a shame. You hate to see it because he's such a good guy. He tries to stop Victor, and then Victor turns his ass to some KFC, just, you know, extra crispy. It's fucked up.
Finger licking, finger licking, finger licking.
You might be asking me, Henry, what's so bad about this portrayal? Well, you know, it's kind of hard to relate to him in a way. Part of it is his costume, okay? His stiff-ass mask, he can't articulate shit. So, therefore, all his lines are ADR'd anyway, and they're just sort of detached from what's really happening. There's just not much to cling on to. And then he's just also boring. He wants power because power gives him power. Or whatever. I've seen this a million times. But hey, we're here, people. This is the last 15 or 20 minutes. This is the final act. We're just gonna throw shit at you. We got space rocks, we got beams of light from goddamn Avengers. It's just noise. That's really it. Flashing lights and noise. This fight goes so badly in that lab that they decide we gotta take it to the negative zone, where Victor is probably his strongest. That's where his energy comes from. I don't think this is a good idea, people. Whatever. Reed Richards is the smartest person ever, so okay. Meanwhile, on Earth, people are fucking dying. They are getting sucked into this black hole abyss that leads to the negative zone. Whole towns are just being removed. They're probably just getting smacked around by goddamn space rocks, turning into mush. I wish I could properly describe this fight, people, but you know what to expect. All four must learn to work together to defeat the evil. Pow! Bam! Boom! Reed being the one who gives the final speech. I didn't find it very convincing, but they get the drop on Victor's ass, and that's what's the important part. Fucking Ben gets to use his abusive brother's punchline, literal punchline. They bring that back just for that final climactic punch to defeat the evil. Quite simply, screenwriters are like, hey, you see that big beam over there? And do you see that big bad guy over there? Big punch.
Always so smug, thinking you were smarter than me.
Now, it's clobbering time!
I'm not kidding, people. That's it. Blink and you'll miss it. Fight's over. We leave the negative zone. We go back to Earth, who's just thankful to be somewhat intact, I'm sure. Never mind all that. We just saved the day from a threat we created. This feels very formulaic. And now the team gains full control of their own autonomy. I hope I used the right word there, but yeah, they're in control of their own selves now. They decide to, hey, let's keep the band together, but we need a name. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna call ourselves?
How about two guys, a girl, and the thing that nobody wanted?
Hey, we both know that you could take him.
What?
Come a long way since the garage.
Gotta say, it's fantastic.
Say that again?
It's fantastic.
Guys, I got it. Ready?
Yeah.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
All right, people, that was Fantastic Four. Okay, you know what? I didn't have a lot of positive things, but there were a few. After rewatching and doing this review, I think nothing's changed for me. I watched this last night. I thought about it while I was at work today, just preparing for this review. FANT4STIC is not a great movie, but this is the shit show, okay, people? We give all movies a chance here, so it's time to determine whether or not this is a good bad movie or a bad movie. On my scale, I call it the fuckery scale. First choice you have is high class fuckery, which is a good bad movie. For the shitty bad ones, we have a category called lowbrow fuckery. Where does FANT4STIC fit in on that scale? Lowbrow fuckery. Okay, yeah, it's on the verge of being okay, but that wouldn't have meant a good bad movie. So since I only have the two choices, yeah, it's more bad than good. On my regular rating scale, which we basically have a system of 1 through 5. In last place you have fuck this movie. Second place you have waste of damn time. Third you have stream it. Fourth, add it to the collection. And 5 is new religion. On that particular scale, people, we're gonna give it a rating of waste of damn time. This is far from the worst thing I've seen, okay? It's not as bad as the internet wants to claim it is, at least in my opinion. This is not deserving of the lowest possible rating. This is not a fuck this movie type of film. It's close. I'm sure I can see it for some. Who knows? I may come back to this in another decade and, you know, maybe it'll get that lowest possible rating. But for right now, it's inoffensive, at least in my eyes. I still think Rise of the Silver Surfer was a worse movie than this one. Although that was probably more fun. As a running joke, I use a clip of that, which I'll play now. Squeaks! Ah, felt good! When the time comes, we'll cover those movies as well. But for the time being, folks, that's it. Okay, let's wrap it up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces. Hey, it's me again, the guy from the thing you just watched. Or fell asleep on, and you know who you are. Either way, I just need to say thank you so much. You deserve a reward. So, there you go. And while we're here, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and most definitely check out another video. Perhaps this one right here, or maybe that one over there. The choice is entirely up to you. And that is the Ahead of the Curve promise.